Chainsaw Man. Okay. Thoughts?
Holy shit.
I'm gonna start with the Future Devil here, where you got to shove your face in his stomach. That was just interesting, and he has a personality that's threw me off. Like, bruh, just shove your face in my stomach, dude.
He's the most chilled out fucking devil ever.
It's because he's got his mind always ahead. He's a forward thinker.
The forward thinking man, but
no, what I love though is the I really dig in the whole like, oh, you're gonna die in a fucked up way, and I want to see it. Which, by the way, that just sets up this mangaka. Like, if you're gonna fucking foreshadow a dude's death, and you're gonna describe it like that, like, you are gonna die in the most fucked way possible, you know it's gonna be fucked, because you can't just foreshadow that and have us sitting on that for months or years or however long this is gonna play out for, and not make that death the most fucked up death. Like, I'm imagining motherfucking getting like ripped limb from limb, like just like you know, just like tearing off your skin. You know, it's got to be something horrible.
Okay, the tearing off his skin. This isn't George R.R. Martin in fucking Game of Thrones with Ramsay Bolton just flaying a dude.
I'm just saying. How are you gonna fucking say that shit and not?
I don't picture a Ramsay scene. I picture more, almost like a Makima style, like crush a dude to death and explode them outwards kind of thing.
Too easy.
How is that not fucked up?
It is fucked up, but you gotta understand, the way that this is being described is that it's gonna be fucked up even by Chainsaw Man standards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but flaying is so overplayed at this point.
Well, so no, I don't think necessarily that it's got to be physically fucked up. Like, it can be, but I think it's... Because what hurts more than that, emotionally? Like, I'm waiting for, like, the darkest emotion... Like, I want this man to, like, die, but, like, as he's dying, he also, like, realizes how much of a piece of shit he was, and his, like, best friend in the world... Well, I guess he doesn't have a friend anymore. So I was gonna say, and then his family says, fuck you, we never loved you. And then a puppy comes and shits on his face, and then dies in his arms because he's such a horrible fucking caretaker. Just the worst shit.
A puppy comes and shits on his face.
I'm kidding.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. It's got to be fucked up.
Well, we have zombies here, right?
Oh, yeah, zombies. That can be pretty fucked up.
Like, I get some Walking Dead inspiration there, you know.
Well, obviously, these are the zombies from the first chapter. Because this guy's grandfather is the dude that was, like, the debt collector. And I like, by the way, I love the fact that, like, what a great debt collecting, like, scheme. It's like, if you don't pay me, I'm gonna turn you into a zombie and you're gonna work for me.
Yeah, that's some fucked up shit, but like I'm getting the vibes of maybe Aki becoming one of the zombies here, maybe.
But I feel like his death is far off. I don't see him dying immediately.
And then again, this is Chainsaw Man.
That's true. He could fucking die next chapter. Probably not. That'd be weird. But like, I don't know, man. Like,
I want a front row seat to your fucking death. It's eat alive by zombies.
It's really going to be fascinating because it is one of those things where I can't imagine what it could be. Because, like, no matter what you think, it's just like, well, that's physically gruesome, but is that really going to gut punch me? So, like, this author's done that thing where he set himself up, right? He's doing that thing where you, like, hype something so much that, like, it's going to be really challenging to, like, live up to that hype, right? To me. Because when a fucking, like, ethereal demon dude is like, my only condition is to live in your eye. I'm not even asking you for anything. Simply because your death is so fucked up, I want to see it.
Exactly.
So, like, that makes me really interested in what that's going to be. So, I really have no predictions for that. Because it's just, like... I truly don't think I could think of anything. Because, again, earlier the joke was I was trying to come up with, like, the worst, most painful thing. Like, oh, you know, he's getting filleted to death. Well, you know, his fucking mother dies in his arms. And I don't even know if his family's alive. You know what I'm talking about, though? Like, this is the worst shit ever. But even that, it's just, it's like a meme. It's like, haha, it's not, you know. But it's, I gotta assume this author has, like, a fucked up ass plan. Or it's gonna, like, be twisted on its head. And it's like, you thought it meant you were gonna die. But it meant your soul is gonna die, and now you're an emotionless husk. They can do a lot of shit with it. I don't fucking know.
They can do so much with this fucking this devil's contract here. Like, what the devil wanting to live inside the eye, though, is the weirdest thing to me. Like,
now, he's Sans, bro. His eye's gonna go blue, and he's gonna like.
Yeah. Oh shit.
No, I'm curious though. I hope when he uses it, the eye glows, because I'm a big fan of eye glowy powers. But like, what will the power be? Like, can he fucking like Doctor Strange reverse time right now?
Exactly. Like the rest of the contract wasn't really set up here, so
Zawardo.
There's like so many little fucking things that they can do with this now, like being able to control the future or having some sort of, I guess like future sight. Like they really never explained the future.
Ooh, future sight. Maybe okay. So part 5 JoJo. Yes, no. Have you seen much of that?
I've seen bits and pieces.
So like Diavolo, the main villain, he's got like a dual part stand where one of them erases time, but like the little like weird thing on the forehead, it can like see a glimpse into the future. So I wonder if he'll have like almost like a Sharingan-esque, like I can see like a couple seconds into the future, and then he's just like Neo from the Matrix, basically.
Yeah, God, this is so fucking fascinating.
Well, that's the fun thing about this power system. It's very open-ended, because really the author can just do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, oh, okay, so this devil is this, and I can basically... Because, like, you got devils that are, like, very physical concepts, like chainsaws, guns, whatever. That's obvious. Okay, it's gonna be a chainsaw, it's gonna be a gun. But then you got fucking future devil. It's like, oh, what the fuck does that... What is that gonna be? It's like we're looking at like Mega Man bosses right now. Like, I'm Blaze Man. Or what's Blaze Man gonna be like? Future Man.
Exactly. Like, God damn.
Now, any final thought? Because there's really not a lot we can talk about with the Future Devil, because it's a lot of just like mysterious bullshit. All we really know is Aki's gonna die fucked up. I have no idea what that's gonna be about. He's got him in his eye now. No idea what that's gonna be about. So really, final thoughts on that before we move on to best part of this chapter, which is more Makima being just a soulless, heartless creature of hate.
Final thoughts on the Future Devil. Like, I'm really intrigued what the actual powers are right now, because we know fuck all. That's the one thing about this series that's both beautiful and annoying at the same time.
Yeah.
Knowing fuck all about the powers until they're actually utilized. And even sometimes, when they're fucking utilized, knowing fuck all about them.
Like Makima.
So, yeah. I'm just curious. Like, hopefully next chapter we get a little bit more explanation here. But I don't foresee that happening. I guess time pun there. But yeah.
I don't... Future... Okay.
I will yeet you. I will yeet you through this laptop. Fucking onto Makima though. I love her smug face.
Not even just smug, bro. Like, it goes beyond smug. It's like scary to me. Like, every time she shows up, I'm just like unnerved by how like emotionless and like unfeeling she is. And
I love her.
Oh yeah, but dude, she is out emotionless, and she's out unfeeling this drunk old man who came out and was like, hey, guess what, guys? I'm unfeeling. That's my character trait. She's outdoing him in the unfeeling department. Like, I love him. He's like, betraying these motherfuckers. They're kind of growing on me in the same way that, like, a puppy that you find in, like, a garbage dumpster grows on you. And I like that he's like, yeah, they're growing on me and they die, and every time people that I train die, I drink a little more. It makes me sad. And I like what he says here, where he's just like, you guys, your intelligence is good. There's no way you didn't know about this fucking attack, right? And her response to that is not like, no, we didn't know, or we did everything to stop it. Her response to that was, hey man, I was in it too.
I was in.
Like, I was gunfire. I played that part. I took a risk, not even denying that. Like, yeah, I knew about it. She straight up just confirmed, like, with that statement. Like, yeah, I knew, but I'm not being hypocritical. I went knowing.
I went knowing I might die.
Oh my god!
I seem to be fucking. Like death proof here, like immortal.
Well, I mean, she's just got a good ass power, and I imagine whatever the fuck, she could just tell when it was gonna happen since she knew it was gonna happen. But again, I like his response.
At 12:04 p.m., you're gonna get shot 5 times.
Yeah, and his response here is like, you're doing some fucked up shit. That's fucked up. This is basically like you're talking to a government official that basically just told you, like, yeah, 9/11 was an inside job. And by the way, that's not my personal opinion. There's a lot of, what's going on with that? I'm just saying, as an example, this is like you just sitting down with an FBI agent. Yes, raid FBI, or blah, blah, blah. Or Area 51. I fucked up. That'll be cut. That was a fucking stroke I just had.
So, are you going to Area 51, Red, to clap some alien cheeks? Or are you like, oh...
that there's going to be very many attractive aliens at Area 51.
Have you seen Star Trek?
Yeah, but Star Trek isn't real. In fact, if aliens existed, it'd probably be more likely to be like...
Red.
If aliens existed, it'd be more like, oh, wow, we found like a mushroom that is like not carbon-based, but like helium-based. Ooh. But anyway, with Makima here, again, he responds like, listen, you know, this would be like if you were talking to a government agent and the government agent was like, yeah, 9/11 was an inside job and we killed JFK. And you respond, you know, and like you're like a worker for the government and you truly believe in the country and you're just like, well, I'm disappointed in you, government. But I suppose if the end goal was saving more lives, maybe. And then, you know, the response, obviously in our world, that did not save more lives at all. But if that is the case. But, you know, his whole thing is like, okay, I guess. It's kind of fucked up, but whatever. And her response, one of my favorite things here, and I think this gives us the first true look into Makima's ideology that we've seen, which is, and this is a very, very calmly, straight out stated goal from Makima. All I want to do is save as many people from devils as possible. So that it hit me there with that line. She is one of those the end justifies the means type character.
Yep.
What I mean by that is like there are people in this world that are like they're kind of unfeeling when they look at like, okay, well, what will save lives? So for example, people that are like for death row, they might make the argument, well, you know, if we take a rapist or a murderer and we fucking kill them, that deters more rapists and murderers. So yes, I'm murdering someone, but you know that will make less kills in the future. What's up?
The ends justify the means.
Yeah, so that's her character, right? So like she literally is looking at human lives, and you know this has been a theme with this series. They've dehumanized these people, right? Because they've worked in this so long. I see Makima as someone who looks at all the lives that are being affected by what she's doing as numbers, right? So she's like, number, okay. If I do this, how many die? If I do this, how many die? Which number's less, I go with that, right? So I think in her mind, it's like, if I let this fucking death situation play out, it'll help us do this, that, yada, yada, yada. It'll help us retool the district. Maybe it'll cull the weak out of it. Maybe it'll help us get stronger. I don't know what her full motive was for letting it happen. But like the vibe I get is that she was basically just like, this will help us defeat the gun devil, which is a thing that kills like thousands in seconds. So yes, I'm okay with just letting it kill a bunch of innocent newbie devil hunters that have no idea what the fuck they're getting into, because it'll save millions, is how I think she looks at this.
Oh yeah, and it's a militaristic aspect of this as well, because let's be realistic here. We see the military do this all the time, like, oh, it doesn't matter if 9 million recruits die over in Iraq,
or the more... Go ahead, sorry, finish.
As long as we save the country from terrorism.
Mm-hmm. Well, the more poignant example there is, like, a lot of times we'll drone strike, like, a terrorist, but, like, it also collapses a house, and it kills, like, a child and the parent. And it's like, well, killed the terrorist. So, yeah, I mean, this is a very, like, when you're in power and you can kill people with the push of a button, or in Makima's case, when you're in power and you can kill people with the fold of your hands, you're going to fucking dehumanize and lose kind of the context of the value of human life, you know?
Exactly.
So, like, Makima as a character fascinates me, and at the very end, the fact that she says the whole point of this is if they succeed, we're gonna basically reveal the existence of Division 4, and then basically we become like a public division in the eyes of the public. So how I'm looking at this, and please correct me if I'm understanding it wrong, because this is one of those lines where I was like, I think I get what she's saying. So if you had a different take on it, please tell me. The vibe I get here is that her whole thing is, we're gonna go in with the new division here, try to take these fuckers out that attacked us. If we succeed, I'm gonna let that come out to the public, like, oh, this new division takes out these criminal groups, and then the public will be like, yay! I think she's trying to get the idea of, like, working with devil men, you know, like the half devil, half humans. I think she's trying to get that accepted in the public.
And in her own way, that's what it seems like here. And also in a very, very jaded way she's going about it. Like, there shouldn't be this this mass cost of life to make this accepted.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not fucking excusing anything she's doing here. Mostly just trying to make sure I understand what her motive is. And I'm guessing that it is basically like... And I love, again, how fucking just... non-caring she is. She's like, because, you know, we learned from what he says earlier in the chapter, like, basically, if you fail, I'm gonna kill you guys. I'm just basically just gonna execute you. And if you succeed, then, you know, you guys, you know, you're gonna come out into the public, you're gonna be heroes, and you're gonna be like a public division, basically, is how I understand it.
That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. And I don't really blame the Scar dude here, because fucking, at this point, he's trained so many people, seemingly for her, only for them to get fucking killed in the fucking field.
Yeah. He probably feels like he's pouring water down a bathtub with a giant hole in it. Like, what am I fucking accomplishing? Because you use the people I train as fucking pawns. You have no care for them whatsoever.
And the more he fucking trains, the more he seeps into depression. And fucking, at this point, he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to kill every single one of you bitches at this point. Because I've literally cost... so many people their lives by training them here for you just to feed them out to the fucking, you know, wolves out there. So fuck you.
And it's interesting too, the power dynamic here is that, like, I can't tell if they look like they're on even terms or if Makima's like definitely above him in the ranks. I think Makima probably is a little bit above him in the ranks, because I feel like he wouldn't talk. I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, do they give you the vibes of like equals talking here, or is like Makima definitely above him rank wise? Like, or what do you think?
I honestly can't really tell. Like, it seems like they might be on equal footing here, and it's bizarre for them to be talking this way, you know. But
I mean, she's like straight up lying to him to his face.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, I really don't fucking blame him for having that opinion either, because my God, the amount of betrayal he must be feeling at this point, like, it has to be astronomical. Like,
no, he's right.
Think about
100%.
it. You've been lied to for months, maybe years on end here, only to continue to be lied to again and again and again. Like, this is what you're doing. This is this group here. You know, we're going to train this division. We're going to make it, you know, hunky dory. But realistically, he's at the point where he's like, these two are just going to die again. And I'm going to be responsible for more death, and more death, and more death, until I stop you at this point.
So that's not necessarily how I look at this. He doesn't seem like someone who genuinely is going to like fight Makima or stop her. To me, it seems like something that he's not just coming to this conclusion now, but rather he's always had a feeling and he's just finally confronting her about it, you know? Because
that very well could be as well.
Well, because I don't get the vibe that he's not like, I'm gonna stop you, you're fucking cold-hearted bitch. It's more of like he always had a feeling, and he's finally kind of confronting her about it. But the way that he's saying it, it's not like he's gonna stop her or like it's something that is like definitely egregious to him. He's more of just like slightly annoyed by it, like, because again, he's numb too, just not as numb as her. So the way it feels when they're talking is just kind of like, you know, I'm just calling you out. I'm not going to do anything about it because I know that your end goal is saving more people, but just know that I'm basically calling you out here and I disapprove of what you're doing. But I don't get the vibe at all that he's going to do anything about it. I think he's just like voicing his opposition to her methods.
Oh, yeah. You know, you might be right there, but I really can see the frustration here from him to the point where I could see them potentially butting heads, you know, and more than just words here.
I definitely hope this conversation continues.
Oh yeah, it definitely has to, really. Like, my God. If this doesn't continue, like, there's going to be so many open little holes, but then again, there are really a lot that are still existing from way back when.
Like I said, that's an interesting, we have a very different perception of what's happening here, because I don't look at this as him being, like, actually really that angry. I think he's more just, like, disappointed, because, like, the way he looks very chill, like, the entire chapter, because I think, again, like, this just reminds me of, like, the best way I can describe it is it's like a guy who's in too deep to change anything now, right? Like it's a guy, like if you've worked for the government your whole life and then it's revealed, like, by the way, we actually did fucking, do 9/11, whoopsie doopsie, what are you gonna do now? You can't leave, you work for us, you know what I mean?
Or he can just be, no, let's not get too political here. But anyway, what I see here is, number one, he's drunk.
Right, and your true feelings come out when you're drunk.
Exactly. But you can also have the ability to mask your true emotion when you're drunk as well. At least a true alcoholic does. So your true feelings come out, but you are basically blank face when you're really, really, really super drunk. So for me, even throughout our later Promised Neverland chapters where I'm breaking down in laughter, like I have the same stone face expression the entire time. So whatever his default emotion is, and at this point he's hardened by battle and by, the fact that he's seen so many people die, he's basically just numb to everything. So that's his default expression.
Interesting. So I guess I'll accept it's interesting to me. This is one of the first times in a while in one of these reviews that we've had such a difference of opinion. So my official prediction here, just so we can see who's right, I don't think he's going to do anything to stop Makima. I think he's just kind of like basically calling her on her bullshit. I don't get the vibe that he actually is going to do anything to stop her. Now, are you saying that you think he's actually going to like intervene with what she's doing?
If it causes more death of his trainees down the road, I could see them butting heads.
Interesting. So maybe like in the future, like when I could see a moment where maybe Makima in the future is making one of her, ends justify the means decisions, and she's basically just gonna cut off Denji and Power, like fuck them, I'll let them die in that fucking building, and then like he comes up like bitch.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Essentially,
I can see that. Like, maybe he's grown attached. I could even see him dying one of those, like, old man sensei deaths where he, like, dies saving them.
Exactly. And let's be realistic here. He is fed up with life at this point anyway, so...
Yeah, I think he's at his breaking point of, like, being used by her and this organization, probably.
So that's more along the lines of what I can see. Or maybe going to war with Makima here within the organization itself. Trying to correct her corruptness, so to speak.
I'd be interested. Yeah, I need to know what the fuck's up with Makima and what brought her to this place, and I'll be curious to see if someone can like denumb her from this world. It's hard to get denumbed.
There is no really getting denumbed after years of being in a military organization. You're always stuck with that PTSD, really.
I'll be curious though. I mean, like what? And now we see in this chapter from Denji, he is still planning on getting that date with Makima, which is fascinating to me. Because, for a while I always thought that he actually had, like, feelings for Makima, but obviously a couple chapters ago when he was thinking about, if she died, would he care? Not really, right? So, like, now it does truly seem to be, like, to me it really seems like he has gone down the route of, like, true devil, where he is just, like, operating mostly on lust, which is interesting to me, because one of the things I liked about it was the whole, like, get to know me first, then it's better. So I don't know. I hope to see more of as we get closer to that, like, oh, I'm gonna get a date with Makima. I hope to see him struggling with the human side versus the devil side and trying not to lose too much of that human side. I don't know. I'll be interested.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very, very bizarre, the whole character shift we've seen from pretty much the entire cast at this point.
So many, I'd say most of the cast, this is one of the few manga I've read, or a series I've seen, where the majority of the cast is, like, ambivalent to everything. Like, occasionally you'll have characters like that in series, like, like your edgelord Sasuke, like, I hate the world and I feel nothing, or like, early Rick from Rick and Morty, who's just so numb to everything, you know what I mean, like you're talking like someone who's just numb to the universe. They could watch like a fucking puppy die in front of them and not unblinking. Main character from Parasite after Migi takes him over, that kind of character. The main cast, like 90% of them are like that. That is incredibly rare, and it takes a lot of talent as a writer to make that work.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got the nihilistic ambivalent characters there, and then you have the one basic character imprint reader imprint character, and Aki, who's also becoming this nihilistic prick.
Yes.
So really, there's nobody for the audience to truly latch onto aside from Scar now, who seems to give it more of a fuck than he let on. So
Because we had Puke Girl, she died. And Knife Girl's just bailing, right?
Exactly. So there's really nobody that has any soul left in the main cast. And there's death flags for pretty much the entire cast at all times.
Unless Makima is going to be truly the most cold-hearted bitch ever and fill Division 4 with a bunch more newbies. I love the idea of, like, here's our new Division 4 guys, and they're all just like, oh boy, am I excited to be a devil hunter.
Well, like we said in the last chapter, like, we could, in the last discussion, like, we could have her do, like, a fucking...
recruiting, right?
The U.S. Army recruit
I
style.
need that, bro.
I so want that as fan art. I might commission Nutella.
Bro? Oh, first of all, I'm doing it. I'm commissioning that. Makima being like, the Devil Hunter Association needs you. What is it actually called? I gotta look it up. We need you to lay down your life in a gruesome, bloody battle with the devil. It'll be just like, it'll just be like, just like a video game. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
Don't think about how fucked up this is.
Oh, just like Makima walking into a high school with her fucking blank-ass expression. I need it.
They're playing Fortnite on their phone.
Yeah. Do you want to fucking default dance and floss on a demon, bro?
Every time I mention Fortnite, I'd lose a year off of my life expectancy.
I don't know. I feel like it would be funny, though, as we have more and more of a cast that are, like, kind of becoming very numb to the world, I think you do have to occasionally have, like, a very bright-eyed, chipper motherfucker, because, you know, it's like Doctor Who, they have the companions because you need someone to react to the thing. Doctor's seen it a million times, you get the companion, they're the ones like, wow, this is crazy. It reminds him how cool that shit is. Same thing in... One Piece, you have Usopp. He's the one that, you know, when you're a crew full of freaks that's not afraid of anything, Usopp's the one that reminds you, yeah, that is scary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so you kind of need someone like that. So I would love it if there was like a handful of newbies that were just in the crew to just get eternally mind fucked. Every couple arcs we need to refresh the newbies to watch more people get mind fucked. It'll be great.
So you just want to have, you know, that episode with the Cronenbergs the entire time. You know, just fucking
reset the universe, Morty.
Reset the cast and have those characters die inside the most existential crisis moment ever.
It'd get old, obviously. You can't do that over, which is why what this writer's going to do is going to interest me, because, like, having a cast like this is going to be fascinating. I think, obviously, the antics of Power and Denji are going to be interesting. But I'm sad. I'm still kind of sad that Puke Girl died, because I think she added a lot of human element to it. So I'll be curious to see if she's replaced in some way, you know, with like another human-like character.
See, I'm torn. I like the whole, you know, nihilistic cast that doesn't give a shit. But I also definitely see the need for that human element, because when you have a cast full of, you know, early Ricks, essentially, you have nothing that the reader can relate to, and then that gets boring for the reader, because, oh, wow, I have nothing in common with these characters anymore.
Yeah, people, exactly, which is why, like, Denji, as long as Denji doesn't lose, like, his early, because I'm thinking early Denji, you know, when he was fighting the dude, and he was like, win, I fight a guy, all I do is kick the nuts, you know, like, as long as he doesn't lose that, like, I mean, he can be fun on, like, a comedic level, because, you know, as long as he's not, like, completely stone-faced nothing every time something happens, as long as he reacts still, you know, what I liked about Denji a lot was, like, you know, he may be nihilistic towards things, but, like, he's still, like, you know, like, ooh, boobs, or, you know, like when it was like, hey, you want to make out with me? Fuck yeah! No, I don't. I mean, yes, I do. You know, so as long as we still have that, I think that it can work.
Exactly. So it's definitely going to be interesting moving forward, because now we have all of this shit lined up for the perfect, you know, redemption arc for them to get revenge. We have enough, at least enough to really dive into this Division 4 coming to the limelight. But at the same time, we have Power and Denji that seem to be somewhat done with training, but still not fully trained. So they're still going to make those rookie mistakes like early Naruto.
Yeah. Weekly training now.
Yeah, weekly instead of daily. But it's at that bizarre place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's always fun to see the rookies fuck up, but also this is a series where they can't really fuck up.
Yeah, especially now, considering if they fuck up, they're going to be eliminated, is how it's basically being presented to us.
Exactly. And not only would they be eliminated, they could potentially become zombies.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting, and that's the thing, right? Like, what happens when a zombie fights a devil man? Because both of them are kind of like immortal. I know not power, not fully, but like Denji is practically immortal.
Right.
So like, what? Like, does the devil blood fight off the zombie blood? I mean, how does that work with a devil man?
Right. Like, we really don't know here. Like, it's very interesting. So I almost want Denji to get bit.
He might. I mean, knowing this author, I could see it happening. Like I could see Denji just coming in immediately and just like tripping over and getting bit by a zombie.
Yeah, like, oh, I fucked up. Shit.
Oh, cool, zombies.
Oh yeah, that doesn't affect me. Fuck you.
I played a mode in Call of Duty like this once.
Oh god.
Now, are they Nazi zombies?
Yeah, that's a good point. They very well could be. I mean, this is, I'm
kidding, of course. They are people that owed that dude money. So unless they were Nazis.
How old is this Yakuza family? They very well could have some Nazi
bro!
zombies.
I would love that, actually. If it was like, yes, this isn't just the zombies of my grandfather. This is like my whole family is like a line of debt collectors, and we've been like that over there. That's like Hitler's like right hand dude. What? There was a name for that guy. I don't remember.
I fucking forget.
There's a name, but like I would love that if like, a bunch of historical figures. That's dumb as
the
fuck.
Yakuza is a very, very long line of fucking corrupt motherfuckers.
Yeah. Oh, I would love that. Fucking, we're basically Zombieland. Is it Zombieland Saga, that anime where they're singing zombies?
Yes.
It's just Zombieland
Which
Saga.
has
This
season
shit.
2.
I saw that. Yeah. The fucking producer is Producer Kun. He's fucking. Just dancing around.
He's like got the swing thing going on.
Bro, I love how much of a manipulator he is, man. Like I watched a couple episodes of that, and he's just like, he's the puppet master, bro.
I cannot wait for that. I need it.
Well, let's see. Other things I wanted to say, mostly just what Denji says is, when he's talking about like if you fail, I'll kill you with a real battle, basically. And then Denji, with the confidence, he's like, no, I'd kill you. You made me stronger, so I'd kill you. So, like, interesting confidence there. And that makes me wonder if, because, we've been kind of saying, why has he not been using Chainsaw Man form, right? I wonder now if Denji's playing, quote-unquote, four-dimensional chess right now, basically just not using his Chainsaw Man form so that he thinks that, like, that's the peak of his power, and then if he ever tries to kill him, like, lol, Chainsaw Man form, you dead, bitch.
Yeah. I could see him doing that, too, because Denji seems to be able to manipulate people really well.
Yeah.
Like, he gets what the fuck he wants when he wants it, man.
It is true.
So, honestly, with Denji, having that vote of confidence here, like, it's very, very, adorable and stupid at the same time because we don't really know how strong Scar
They literally
is.
got one scratch on his cheek, and that was like okay, I accept that you're not super shitty anymore.
Exactly. So how strong is this motherfucker really?
Probably not. I mean, again, like, I wonder if this old guy knows about his chainsaw form. Like, you'd think Makima would tell him, but then you see how dickish Makima is, so maybe she wouldn't.
Exactly.
Like, what? He has a fucking form where a chainsaw shoots out of his forehead? Jesus.
Oh, shit, I'm fucked.
Although, I would hope he wouldn't be fucked, because this is one of their top dudes. Like, I would love to see... I want a whole chapter of that battle. Just this guy actually trying versus Denji actually trying. Because, I mean, he implied he was never actually trying. With the whole real battle thing. Yeah.
So, that's something I really want to see.
I also love the idea of, like, a misunderstanding between them. Because, we're seeing how he actually kind of is like... I don't want them to die. I kind of am forming a bond with them. And Denji's, what we saw from Denji in Power is that they're completely emotionless in the sense that they're totally willing to just bash an old man's brains in, right? So, like, how dark... It would be so this series dark if like, there was a moment where he was like, Makima told me to kill you, but I'm gonna save you. But then they think he's like coming to kill him, and then he just fucking like just rips his guts out, like, haha, he's dead. And then they never even know that he was like trying to save them.
Yeah.
How dark would that be? Like, no, guys, I actually really like you guys. And he just kills him before he can even get a word out. Oh, that would be beautiful.
And it just fit the series, too, because how fucking dark the series is.
And then Denji's just like, because, it's got that dark humor, so, like, Denji just does that, rips the dude's heart out, as the guy's like, why? And then he's just like,
why?
Like, fuck you, old man, we got you. High five, power.
High five, power. Now let me motorboat the movies.
Wait, no, but she's actually flat, though. We were reminded of that in the comments. She pads her boobs, and that was why he was...
So what?
I mean, I like flat. Flat is justice, but I don't think Denji agrees with that.
What cup size defines flat in this series too?
No, well, apparently she pads. You got to go back. She's like padding herself. Apparently, again, I don't care. All boobs are justice.
Padding to
all
what
boobs...
degree?
Listen, man.
Padding to what degree? Is she going from a B to a C with the pads? Is she going?
I need to go back to
a B. Is she going from a training bra to something else?
Training bra. she's like high key lolly flat.
Well, it's Japan, you never fucking know.
That's true. I don't know. I'd have to go back to that chapter, but apparently people were like, you can't motorboat her. She's flat as fuck. And I'll be like, bitch, I will find a way. Don't fucking tell me what boobs I can and can't motorboat.
I will put my face in between them.
Even if there's nothing there, I will pretend there is and just go, I'll make the motions, bro. Go through the motions. I am spiritually motorboating you right now. And with that, spiritually motorboating. Peace.